Hello everyone, I'm Ishita Vasish from DAV Data Solutions. In this expert talk series, we will be interviewing thought leaders in the field of data science to understand about the motivation behind their career choices, their career trajectory, key skills, and of course some tips to be successful in the field of data science and AI. Today with us, we have Mr. Ramsri Gola. Having completed his master's from Arizona University, Mr. Gola has 7 years of experience in diverse and multidisciplinary roles. He has been a software engineer as well as a co founder of a successful AI startup. He holds immense knowledge in the field of data science and entrepreneurship and is currently in the quest to build world's most advanced QuestGen AI through the startup which is known as QuestGen.ai, which is nothing but an edtech open source initiative to automate the assessment creation for K 12 education. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us, and it's an honor to welcome you to this discussion.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ishita, for having me as part of the DAV Data Science Talk series.
It's our pleasure for sure. So, I'll start by asking the very first question. Could you start by telling us about this impactful and diverse journey of yours?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, coming to my journey, I think the diversification came from exploring multiple things, which is data science, then entrepreneurship, and then moving on to even solopreneur or personal brand building as well. So, I graduated back in 2011 from BITS Goa. Then right after that, I moved to the US for my master's.
Right.
So finished my master's in 2 years, then started working in Silicon Valley. There I worked for about 6 years, both in startup and as well as a large company. So I got good exposure in both, primarily focused on data science, and NLP and computer vision was my focus. And during this period, also the MOOC revolution, the online course revolution took off. So Udacity, Coursera. I was also big time on learning new things. So I did several, you can call them nano degrees, kind of like short courses, specializations, ranging from anything full stack development to self-driving cars, drones, medical imaging. So quite a lot of varied things. And what happened during this process was that I could foresee the applications of these newer AI technologies that were coming up.
Right.
So I took a leap of faith, and in 2018, I quit my comfortable job in Silicon Valley, moved back to Hyderabad to try and start something in AI. And since then, I think it's been a very interesting journey. I got accepted into this startup accelerator called Entrepreneur First, based out of Singapore. So I moved to Singapore and I was stationed there for the last 1.5 years.
Okay.
So built a startup out of there, and we had a funded company as well. Then most recently, like 6 months, 8 months ago, I moved back to India. We did pivot from the startup because we had co-founder differences. We had to shut down that particular startup. But since then, what I did was I open sourced most of the tech that I built, and I rebranded it under QuestGen.ai, which is what you mentioned. And currently, it's a very interesting phase for me. I do open source startup QuestGen.ai, as well as consult for a few startups in the computer vision and NLP space. And also focus on personal brand building, be it on LinkedIn, etc. Yeah.
That's very interesting to know, especially the LinkedIn part. Yes, for sure. All right. So the second question that I'd want to put forth would be that we would like to understand your inputs on two crucial questions in data science. First is, of course, employability. The second one is entrepreneurial opportunities. So I'll quickly probably put forth the first sub question to this. There are so many roles in data science field, right? So we have data analysis, we have data engineers, there are data scientists, and of course machine learning researchers and so on. For a graduate passionate about making a career in this field, how do you build a portfolio that goes actually beyond those online courses and hackathons?
Hmm. Nice. So as you mentioned, like data science is a very big umbrella, and
Right.
there are quite a lot of things in that, right? So one thing is that you need to find a niche that interests you. So even as a young graduate, let's say text data interests you, then you have natural language processing. Or if computer vision interests you, images interest you, then you have computer vision. Or if you want to deal with like traditional data, just numbers, then you have like a normal, like regular machine learning type of things as well, right, in the data science.
Right.
Or if you're interested in visualization, you have data visualization or just data cleaning and other tasks as well. So one thing is try your hand in various things with small side projects and see what interests you the best, and then put your bet on it and focus more time and build your knowledge in that. So that's one thing that is very important for new grads. And like you rightly pointed out, again, in the current scenario, just a resume isn't enough. Like
Correct.
you need to build your portfolio beyond that. So for new graduates, I think there are mainly two different problems. One is having unique projects. Second
Right.
thing is lack of experience. And one way to overcome not having that unique project experience is from the beginning when you're doing data science projects, also try to have some focus areas. What I mean by that is try to do your projects in either, let's say, healthcare or education, ed tech, or finance. So try to pick one or two focus areas which interests you, not just from a data science perspective, but in general. If you're a creative person, then choose projects in creative AI, things like that. So once you pick focus areas, what happens is that you will match your non-technical passion with your
Right.
technical passion. Then you'll start seeing how you can come up with new data sets that you can use, or think about a new use case that has never been there outside for your specific niche, right? So whatever your focus area is on. So I think in short, to build unique projects, pick few focus areas. It could be healthcare or creative AI, medtech, edtech. Pick one or two focus areas and do your projects in that. So that will help you build unique projects in your portfolio. And like going beyond the resume, I think to counter lack of experience, one thing is to write about things actively. So blog about whatever projects you're building on Medium, and maintain a good GitHub portfolio so that people know how well you code. Then last but not least, like being even actively networking on LinkedIn,
Correct.
and sometimes even organizing these data science community events. So main thing is to uh, focus and show that you have skills that are relevant to the industry and also well connected, and you're willing to grow in that. So I think these are the main things that as a young graduate you need to focus on. And sometimes you need to be ahead of the curve. What I
Right.
mean by that is uh, not all job openings are present online. I tell to the people I mentor, even sometimes when you see good startups, just
Correct.
try and mail the co-founders, reach them out on LinkedIn and ask for data science internships beforehand, before they are posted. Sometimes because knowing the startup company culture, they raise funds, then after the fundraise happens, they go on to post their jobs.
Right.
But if you catch them in the early stages where they just uh, had some inflow of funds, then if you reach them out, then you avoid that work of them posting online jobs as well, right? Yeah.
Correct. All right. That's a pro tip that even I will take away from.
Absolutely.
All right. So the second subset of this question in the same order is that what are the opportunities and challenges for those who are aspiring to become entrepreneurs, especially in the AI space?
Hmm. Nice. So I think as data scientists or even like coming from computer vision or pure technical background, we lack a bit of domain and business knowledge whenever we want to take uh, initiative in entrepreneurship or things like that. Even
Right.
I come from the same school of thought. So one way to mitigate that is one point that I mentioned was to focus, have a focus area on few businesses, right? Like medical, health, I mean, healthcare or ed tech. So you will start seeing new use cases for the things, the projects that you've been doing. You'll start seeing new use cases in those areas.
Yeah.
And one main thing is to offset your technical knowledge with business knowledge as well. When what I mean by that is there are free courses available. Let's say Y Combinator, one of the most popular VC in Silicon Valley. They have like free online course on entrepreneurship uh, just on YouTube that is available on YouTube. Then you have Udacity free course on entrepreneurship as well.
Okay.
You can kind of do like passive watching to understand the space,
Correct.
understand what entrepreneurship is. Then you will start seeing use cases for your applications that you're doing. So in this way, it helps us to have a business mindset. And of course, whenever you are exploring ideas, the one main tip I would tell to all data scientists is be good friends with your product manager, friends, colleagues, etc. Right?
Right.
So one thing that I always see is people who go on to become good CEOs. One of them is like good product managers. And if you want to look for a co-founder when you are starting an AI company, one good way is to reach out to your MBA friends or product manager friends and see if they are interested. Then I think with the advancement of newer age technologies, things like that, there are like newer business models even. What I mean by that is some previously we used to have startup accelerators and incubators, which
Okay.
used to take in people who already have a team and who already have an idea. But even that business model is being disrupted. And there are some accelerators and startup companies like Entrepreneur First, Antler, both of them have their presence in India as well. These take people as individuals, and you don't need to even have an idea to start with. So if you are just a passionate data scientist, but you have some inclination towards going into entrepreneurship, you can apply to these startup accelerators without even an idea, just with your passion. So these are all the things that you need to keep in mind, and like being open to opportunities and networking. Yeah.
All right. That really makes a lot of sense. The last subset of this question is, can you brief us about QuestGen.ai and the motivation that you had behind it?
Hmm.
So that, probably we have some takeaways as to what went behind this startup and what actually went behind creating something like that.
Hmm. Okay. So in the natural language processing space, we have something called as question answering. So whenever you want to find answers, just like we do with Google search, whenever you type a question, if a document has a relevant answer for that, that is retrieved and the answer is retrieved. Now, there's quite a lot of research on question answering, but nothing on question generation. When I mean question generation, let's say you pick up any textbook, like a middle school textbook. At the
Hmm.
end of every chapter, you would have some questions like
Correct. Correct.
true or false, multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks, match the following, things like that, right?
Right.
And with the current pandemic, the workload on teachers is quite a lot now because of the influx and everything. The since the workload has improved, what we realized is that can we automate this process where you can just give in your chapter as PDF or Word document or plain text,
Mhm.
and we will automatically use AI to generate some questions true or false, multiple choice, and things like that. Then almost you input your chapter, you just need to review the questions that are generated, and then you have a worksheet that you can give to your students. So this is what we aim to build at Question.ai. And myself, I'm a community built data scientist. What I mean by that is most of my data science learning has been through online learning and LinkedIn and all these things, right? So I have a fondness towards communities. So I decided to open source this as well. So uh, I along with few other interns, we built a library for question, and we released a library. It is one of the first of its kind to do question generation exclusively. And we did few of the world's first projects in paraphrasing any question or generating even true or false questions. We did some of the projects that we did are the kind of the things that did not exist. So it's very dear, and I'm very fond of the project. Yeah, so question, I took the open source route, and I made sure that whoever is building these new age companies, edtech companies, they could make use of that. So that's how question was kind of born. And there's little motivation from my previous startup that once we had to shut it down for different reasons, I I thought I'll take the open source route, and since I'm just an individual bootstrapping and building, it is easier for me to build with the community. And I also have like interest in developing personal brand on the side. So it was like a very uniquely positioned project where I could use my data science knowledge as well as marry it with entrepreneurship and brand building altogether. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's so good to know that there are so many things under one umbrella, which is so difficult to find, to be I mean, across. So thank you so much for your time, and we wish you so very best for the future endeavors. Question.ai, I'm sure
Thank you.
it'll multifold and it'll rise. To everybody who's watching us, thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe to be appraised with what is happening in the world of data science and AI. Thank you so much, sir, for joining.
Thank you, Ishita, and also for accommodating this. Thanks, Parvati. Yeah.
Thank you.